When its first trailer dropped almost 5 years ago, true gamers across the globe rejoiced in unison. Finally, Skyrim 2. If lazy and uninspiring Bethesda won't do it, based in truth-built Obsidian is always there to serve you the great RPG experience. Sadly, that game from this minute-and-a-half trailer never actually existed, as Avowed experienced what is called a development hell. Somewhere in the middle it took a different direction, its scale was diminished to a degree and its color palette got 10 times more vibrant to a point of me not even being required to edit this video. It already looks silly as hell. In the end, it was decently successful, with the main critique being that it's just nothing special. It's 7, 8 on a good day out of 10 game that achieved what it set out to do, but that goal wasn't that grand, which disappointed a lot of people, myself included. No Skyrim 2 here, folks. Sorry, but such integral RPG elements like putting a bucket on a person's head and rubbing him blind, or crafting 100 trillion daggers in order to level up your smithing skill, are not present in Avowed. Why am I making this video then, you might ask? Well, despite all of that, I still enjoyed that game. I wanted to point out its good sides, how its combat goes surprisingly hard, how its exploration is fun throughout the game, and how its story is actually quite nice, if you have the right context. Oh gods, what would I have given for a proper Pillars of Eternity sequel? But here we are, exploring a faithful adaptation of a world of Eora full of all of our favorite socio-political themes: colonialism, territorial disputes, and an everlasting zealotry. Kind of just like real life, huh? What were devs trying to say with that, I wonder? Wait a second, are they woke? Before actually having fun here, there is one mandatory thing we have to do: completely turn off overbloated mobile game UI that kills any chance of me seeing what's happening on the screen. I might just be a hater, but I truly believe that this game plays better without all the information that it insists on showing you. Yeah, I don't see that bear's health bar, I guess, but at least I see the fucking bear, and my tactic doesn't change that much. Keep smacking them until the ragdoll in a funny pose is the true way to win any fight. And yes, somehow the combat is quite enjoyable, despite its looking basic and maybe even bland from the footage. It's impactful and responsive, and even allows some tweaking to one's own liking. Heavy strikes from two-handed weapons feel like actual sundering blows, and there are other ways to fight this colorful bunch of lizards. But unfortunately, I am a one-trick pony that goes for a two-handed style in any game that allows it. From my short experience with pistols and magic, they are on par by being just as snappy and overall impressive. Attribute system is only a resemblance of ones from PoE, but it still allows for some variety in builds. You can go for a high crit chance that will just fucking disintegrate basic enemies, I guess, or maybe go for maximum attack speed that gets so much stupidly faster that it just cancels animation to a point of not performing a strike. A decent variety of weapon types brings some refreshment in the gameplay loop from time to time, but a limited variety of enemies takes that refreshment back. If you are tired of fighting cute little kobolds by the second act, I have some terrible news for you. What helped me keep going is that exploration here is just as fun as combat. Generally speaking, if you see a unique landmark, it's guaranteed to have some hidden loot bits somewhere in the middle, or somewhere on top, or somewhere in the deeps. You get it, I'm sure. You are a seasoned gamer after all, and enjoy obsessively navigating through made-up worlds just as much as I do. I wouldn't call myself a complete completionist, but closing every point of importance of every zone without any guides was simultaneously challenging and fun. Yeah, they got some stuff hidden behind the waterfalls, so we good. I also have to talk about the cornerstone of any game that claims to be of an RPG kind: its writing quality. And it's good. I've seen some critique of it being what is now called Marvelesque writing, and honestly, I just didn't see it that way. Companions at first seem uninspiring, sure, like there's some bold fish guy and generic dwarf dude, but with the time I spent in their company, I honestly started liking it. Kai's quest and its conclusion is actually quite touching, and maybe even taught me a little lesson. They also banter with each other from time to time, I think that I started to look out for, as Companions' voice acting here is just top notch.
I've got a few inches to spare if she changes her mind.
I can think of a couple of moments where I rolled my eyes looking at the dialogue choices, but no, I wouldn't say that it's the "he's right behind me, isn't he" type of writing. This game's main problem is that despite devs doing their best to make it a standalone game, it still heavily relies on you being familiar with the Pillars of Eternity universe. So many contacts, so many references, the scale of events, familiar factions, all the same gods. It all hits much more significant if you spend your fair fair share playing this isometric Baldur's Gate knockoff. But people don't play isometric CRPGs, we know that, and so Avowed is in a weird spot where it's actually a great continuation of the established concepts, but it doesn't hit as hard if you are a newcomer, which is fair. This game should have done more, it should have aimed higher, but due to obvious reasons it didn't. In the end, all I can do is rate this game 8 differently colored letters out of 10 and simply recommend you give it a try. Who knows, maybe you'll become as enthralled by the world of Ayora as I am.